Welcome to the fifth episode of Swiss Nomads, a place where African basketball is discussed by us. Um, Today is a very special episode because since Senegal we have Mr. Cello, the man himself. Thank you, brother. Thank you for being here. And we got the OG Caro, and then D. He was like trying to fix his phone, but
Oh
luckily he
my
made it.
God.
Luckily he made it. This time
We,
there was no bridge falling. It's like a phone trying to rearrange the thing.
Wow.
Anyways, let's talk about basketball, and we go back to we start with the OG itself for the hot topics.
Hello, and welcome. You know, it's time for a little gossip corner. So, the first thing, I already forgot the accent that I was doing. So, that's gone out the window. Um, the first thing we're going to talk about is a little bit of controversy at the WBLA. So, any of you
Mhm.
that were watching the live stream or who were lucky enough to be in the arena with myself, D, and Cello will have noticed uh, two things happen. The MVP's name being announced and a lot of people being in shock. And the second thing is that the winners of the competition were announced as second place as well. So, what I want to say is mistakes happen. Things go wrong, especially in live situations. If you've ever worked in live television, you know that anything could happen and you have to deal with it. Sorry, one second. My mom is going to come through. Love my mommy and daddy. Thank you for letting me record in your living room. And so, yeah, the controversy is that, like, if you watch the whole tournament, Invild was like a superstar. I don't think I have the words to describe what she brought to the table, what she was able to do. She was just incredible. And instead, the MVP went to somebody. Remind me of her name. I'm so sorry.
Joe McCann. Joe McCann.
Yes. And and let's be very clear, she was also very good, very talented. She's going to be a name that everybody remembers, especially in the future. She's so young and sprightly. And obviously, when it was announced, she's in her hometown, in her own city, the arena went wild. So, yes. But I guess what I'm asking you guys who are watching at home and everyone else on the podcast is how did you feel about Invild not winning MVP? And I think we should start with Petra on this one.
Of course.
um, as like I said, there's this connection, there's this brotherhood, and between all the Portuguese-speaking African countries. Mozambique is. I mean, they've been going through some political and social. We don't even we want to keep politics and everything away from sports, but we all know all Africans know what's going on in
True.
Mozambique. And then
True.
what that lady did was basically, I mean, I'm 49 years old now, and I was
Mhm.
always told that the MVP is the best player on the best team.
Mhm.
That's rule of thumb, because like that's exceptions, but the best player on the best team. And then if I would understand giving it to the Senegalese lady, like I understand if she was averaging 25 points a game, 14 rebounds, whatever. But they were close.
Yeah.
Mm.
Ingvild in
Yeah.
like she's like a 6'2". I think she's 6'2", 6'3", like 190. So she had more
Mhm.
blocks
Yeah.
and point
Yep.
0.5 higher scoring average.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
then
True.
Ingvild had more rebounds, more assists, more steals,
More steals.
and basically she led her team to victory. So
Yeah.
she should have been rewarded by winning the MVP. And then whoever messed it up, they need to come clean. So that we messed up, like
Mm.
Cardo said, we human, we bound to make mistakes, but then don't let your mistake affect other people performance
Mm.
and then legacy.
Yeah.
you
True.
know that's the thing. Like, don't get me wrong, like, the little girl, the other girl, the young girl deserves it. She
Mm.
deserves to be in a all tournament five,
Mhm.
but not the MVP. The MVP should have been Ingvild
Yeah.
Mukwaro, point blank. you know
Yeah.
So let's hear it from the other side then. D, you're Senegalese. How did you take the announcement?
First of all, I was very excited to be honest with you because I was watching it on on live YouTube. Wasn't able to make it to the arena. I was watching it on live YouTube. So I was very excited when they announced and surprised too, because what I've used to heard on basketball, it's always the best team, like the team that won the all team, the best player on the best team winning the MVP. So I was shocked and really happy for her. But after we got the message on the WhatsApp group, on our WhatsApp group, saying that they messed up with the wrong name, and I kind of agree with that because she really led the things and she led Ferroviaro. I mean, they'll be clearing up on points, rebounds, assists, whatever. So they'll be really close. But at the end of the day, the best team, the best player on the best team should win MVP. But in
Mhm.
outside Senegalese, it's very complicated to explain it to people. Something that I did try to say nonetheless, because you have some local publishers screaming or telling out loud, yeah, MVP Njomakan, MVP Njomakan, because that's what is announced. So the thing is, will FIBA will clear all this up and to give the MVP to the real MVP and the lady that's definitely deserved it best for which is Enfield. I mean, Norma May did have a great tournament overall, and her time will come. But this time, I
Mm.
definitely think it's for Linfield, to be
Yeah.
honest. Yeah.
Cello, thoughts?
First of all, I was tired while recording.
True.
It was a good competition so far. I remember the day we talked about our prediction and the
Mm,
fact that Pedro was writing some, I mean, talking the specific order, give the all stars and everything. It seems
mm,
like um, everyone could have guessed it because the way you see the games and how Ferroviario did play, it was a team
true.
game. You can
True.
Mm.
never point at a finger in Ville or Cavani or Sylvia or Annabella, all of those players, they
Mm,
play with all
Mhm.
their hearts. And if you look at the stat sheets, um, on the 12 players, you have at least 9 to 10 players that got at least a bucket from game
Yeah.
one to game six. So even though this thing happened, at the end of the day, you have to reward someone from that team.
true.
And
Mhm.
for me, for sure that if Al Ahly did lift that trophy, I would have given a recognition for that team in any case. Because at the end of the day, you cannot see that team perform so well in those political crises. Lift the trophy represents a whole country of Mozambique, all over
Mm,
Africa and the world. And at the end of the day, you just look around and there's another player who got that reward of the best performance.
yeah.
I disagree about it, and
Mm,
I join Pedro and Vigi as well for choosing the MVP because at the end it's in deals.
yeah.
She filled up the stats. She filled up the stats that we are not seeing in terms of
Mm,
encouraging once he's on the bench, playing post from 1 to 5. I mean, he's been defending all of those posts. If
yeah.
you remember from the final phases, quarterfinals, semis, and finals, he's been playing like 100%. He got that second breath after 35 minutes. He still have that energy to play because it wasn't about basketball. It was
Mm,
more. It was way beyond that basketball.
mm,
So if I was me, I mean, if I was the MC, I could have gone your way, OG, by saying that we did made a mistake. And from the first minute to the last minute of the ceremony,
mm,
everything could have been covered because even though you make mistake, you still have like 24 hours, 48, 72. The human
yeah.
being, if I'm in I'm like, okay, we are all human and I can understand. I
Yeah.
give the organization 48 to 72 hours to show up. If they don't, it's a lack of respect. And at the end of the day, I will go and make something. I was looking at the proper accounts, and all of those Mozambique players or Mozambique fans on social media were actually reporting, resharing the mistake that has been made on FIBA YouTube. You see Invil's name and there's another player coming. Even Tamara Seda actually shared that story.
I think
And
what's
Invil
crazy.
as well did share.
I think the other thing that's crazy about that is that it's because the graphics were on the screen as well. I think it's
Yes.
very different. If there's no graphics and someone says the wrong name, no one would have known. I think it would just have been the people in the room that would have known, but the wider world wouldn't have
True.
known. The reason why
So,
the topic is so hot and it went trending is because Invild's name was on the screen. So it
and
was
it was
so
not on every
obvious.
screen. It was on YouTube.
Exactly.
Yeah, I watched it on
So,
YouTube, fam, and I was quite shocked.
so from there, I think it's really difficult for you to not be able to say, yo, we made a mistake.
You know.
Yeah.
Still,
Okay. So
still. But that's my
I mean,
point.
yeah.
At the end of the day, that's my point. I join you three guys. If this mistake happen, you can actually go to the next day, say a formal statement, and for
Mm,
sure, the FIBA Africa president is Mozambique. So at the end of the day, you still have the cards to play well, even though you make that mistake, and then go towards the president to say, as a
mm,
FIBA representative, we apologize
Yeah.
from
yeah,
that mistake, and we're looking forward to compensate that in such a way.
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
You
we
can
all
make it.
African, we
Yeah.
can understand. At the end of the day, you can just pick do a trophy behind closed doors, do another
Mm,
trophy, and share that story. Now, put a proper article that will go and represent the MVP at the end
Yeah.
of the day.
Yeah. We're gonna correct. Yeah. Correct. We make a.
mm,
Yeah. I know. I know. It is. It's sad. It's sad. But she's a
Nah,
strong woman. She's a strong
yeah,
woman. She'll.
yeah,
She'll.
she
She'll.
is.
yeah.
She'll
Yeah.
bounce back.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
I think, like, I pray and I hope that she competes again next year. They win it next year, and she's MVP. Not because
Oh,
we're
Yeah.
giving her
definitely.
a token MVP, but because she works hard for it and she deserves
I know.
it the same way she deserved
Yeah,
it
Yeah.
this year. That's
I'm just
my
crossing
hope.
my fingers so that we will have the same squad. But
Yeah, that
it's gonna be a
squad
little
was
bit
mad.
difficult.
Yeah.
yeah.
Um, Pedro, do we have time for a second hot topic, or
Go
we got
ahead.
to
Go
move
ahead.
on?
Go ahead. Go
Okay,
ahead.
so this week, after we finished the WBLA, I came back and I had to start working on the promo for window 3, which is the final window of the Afro
Mm,
Basket qualifiers for 2025. Everyone should know what that is, so I'm not going to explain it. But when I was going through the list, obviously we have 5 groups. The top 2 teams from each group go will qualify, and then the next best 2
Third.
teams,
Yeah.
yes, next
mm.
best third place teams will also
Third
go.
place.
So if anyone is looking at the standings right now, Nigeria is 0 for 3.
You're gonna
I
be
just
watching
want
on YouTube.
to,
You're gonna watch it on YouTube or courtside. Yeah.
and I can't reconcile an Afro basket without Nigeria. For them to qualify, they need to go 3-0 in this window. So my hot topic is the 2025 Afro basket not going to have Nigeria in it? What
I
are we
mean,
doing
Fam, I'm
here?
not there,
there's
bro.
there's
I'm not. Yeah.
there's a small edit that you need to make about the qualification system. Taking
Hit
the
me.
first 3 of each group.
Oh, of each group.
So you
Okay. But
have yes,
Nigeria's last in their group. That's the problem.
yes, still, but at the end to make 15, we're just gonna give a wild card to a team, so that will make 16 teams. That from group A to group B, we just pick the best 3 teams.
Okay. Nigeria's still not in it. That's my
I,
problem.
Yeah,
I still
And
can't
Yeah.
believe
and
that we're gonna
no
have an Afrobasket
disrespect,
without Nigeria.
and that group
Libya is in
and
it. No
and
disrespect.
Nigeria
Libya is
and
in and Nigeria
of
is not.
course, no, but they
What
will
are we doing
qualify.
here?
Libya will qualify. I'm telling
Libya
you
will
guys.
qualify.
I'm telling you.
Wow.
I'm
Just
telling
look at
you.
this man, fam. Oh my god.
This is a stitch.
I've been watching with my own eyes Libya against Verdi. Libya could have gone 3-0, but you know that back to back to back.
It's hard.
Mm,
It's
Yeah. I
hard.
know.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's really
It's
hard.
grueling.
And now Libya is on that path
Mm,
or of organizing and bring basketball to their home country so that
Mm,
everyone can see. See
mm.
that year it has been Libya all around. You have Road to BAL. You have
Yes.
BAL as well this year. You have
yeah,
February qualifiers. So
true.
Mm,
next year, if they do want to host, they will.
yeah.
And if they host, they'll qualify for sure.
Oh yeah. Everybody knows the
Yeah.
power of fans, so
Yes.
it's stressful though.
Second team. Second team, Pedro can tell us more about it. I'm not. I have my arguments, but I will let Pedro talk about Cape Verde for
I
sure.
guess my question now would also be window 3 is the final chance for everyone to qualify in Africa. Are we going to see EuroLeague or NBA players for the teams that are struggling specifically? And I say that again with Nigeria in mind because we got a bunch of Europeans and people play not Europeans, sorry, people playing in Europe
in Europe.
and in the NBA that could come. And I'm not going to say they're going to wipe the floor, but they could come and do some damage.
I know.
And if they
But
don't
For
come, what are we
for for,
doing?
you just get the
for Europe,
courtside subscription. Yeah, get the court.
for
I don't
Courtside
think.
Europe,
I don't.
1891,
Yeah,
everyone.
yeah.
Just
for
give
Europe
them, just
players,
try to try.
I think, yeah, I think they will come.
You think so?
Nigerian players, yeah,
But
I think they will
but can
come.
I
But I
can I
mean,
just stress one thing, one issue?
yeah. Sure. I'll
AfroBasket
go.
doesn't qualify for anything anymore. So are you really
Mm,
sure that some players are going to
Mm,
risk injury, risk a whole lot of problems? Some people in
yeah,
contract years, I don't think they're going to come. Believe me.
yeah.
I don't.
I think the only one that really gonna stress the fact that the best you come is South Sudan because they
yes,
haven't won anything. They haven't won anything on a continental level. And
Mm,
then
that's true.
Luol Deng wants to say, "Hey, we're number one in Africa. We want to, whatever." But then
yeah,
and probably like the Congo, DRC, because they had a spike.
Yeah,
They
mhm,
yeah.
climb in the FIBA rankings and they like they're coming up. They're on a come up. But then the rest, Angola, yeah, Angola yeah, we hosting it. We're gonna make sure but Bruno's in a contract year. You know,
Yeah, but
mm,
by the time
Sylvie,
Afrobasket comes, they're on break, no? Because Afrobasket is
no,
September.
Yeah,
I know, but
July,
then
yeah. But September will be like
August,
training camps or
training
something like
camp's
that.
gonna start,
Yeah,
and then
but it
training
will
camps
be
are
in
gonna
August.
start.
Yeah, it will be in August.
yeah, so it's
August is
complicated.
probably it's very complicated because you're on a contract here, so you want to raise up that money, so playing well and do not risk injuries at some
I
point in time.
know.
So yeah, it's
Bruno
crazy.
got hurt. Bruno got hurt. I think it was in Cote d'Ivoire. I think that
Oh,
in that
really?
window, he got hurt, and then he started the first game for the Rockets.
Mm,
He started the second game. He got hurt his knee, and then
I remember.
I'm sure his knee's not okay because till now because sometimes he has a little limp. Yeah, because he
Mm,
doesn't stop. He doesn't stop. There's
wow.
there's he went to the training camp and then the
Yeah.
Angolan coach preview. I don't know what's if he's gonna stay the coach, but like he thinks it's a boot camp. It's not. You got to manage minutes.
yeah.
You can't practice. You can't coach the same way you coach a club level, like where you have training camp, preseason, blah 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 blah,
Mm,
and then you have like a couple of players that play at a really really high level. They need to be fit when training
yep.
camp starts. So
Mm.
Yeah.
God knows. I don't know. I hope we take the best squad possible, but I know it's going to be hard because the certain plays are, yeah, they know they got to think about their livelihoods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I wanted to get back to Nigeria. When you think about Nigeria, and we're saying about bringing players that play in Europe and actually the NBA, do you think even if they come, that will fix some issues? Because some of them played in the Olympic
Yes,
qualifiers.
you're
Remember?
right. You're right.
Yeah.
What I will say is, and I don't want to be disrespectful, but look at who's in my group, bro. Look at who's in my group. I've got Cape Verde, who let's respect them. Let's not.
Put some
I got
respect.
Libya and yeah,
Put some respect
Libya
on Cape
and
Verde.
Uganda, and I like
Yes.
Uganda, but like we should be able to beat Uganda, and we definitely should be able to beat Libya. I don't know what we're doing here.
Yeah, I know.
So you
That's
can't
true.
tell
It's
me we
the
now because what that means to me
Mm,
is even if we bring the best Nigerians in Europe, we are now
yeah.
worse than the best local players in Libya and Uganda. Which means we have
of
in the
course.
last 4 years since
Agree.
the last Afro basket, we have done
Mm,
no investment in our players. We've done no investment in our coaching systems, and we've done no investment in how we perceive basketball in Nigeria as a country. So between the last 4 years and now, we have done nothing in men's basketball. That's what that means to me. And I don't want to accept that as a reality.
But
Because if we're not
you know,
investing, we're never going to grow. Everyone's
That's true.
smiling.
That is
have,
so
Why are you
true.
smiling? Because you think Cote d'Ivoire's going to win Afrobasket. You sit back down, bro.
I'm not even talking about my country. I'm talking about yours. Here, you have the ladies, you have the women. You're about to
Yeah.
break record
Yeah.
this year. So
Yeah,
Why
if I
can't
was
I
the
have both?
federation, no, you can't have both. Because since how many years have you been limping on one leg?
Limping.
Yeah.
Ugh.
on
Limping
one
hurts.
leg.
Like, to be honest, like
Nigerians don't limp. So you know.
there's actually there's actually two factors. I want Nigeria to participate in that Afro-Basket, but there's two factors. The time of preparing your squad for
Mhm.
February. You have the schedule, which is really tough. It's back to back to back, and still you have to make calls to look which player is available.
True.
You
Yeah.
have to pay insurance if you have
Yeah.
if you're taking NBA players or whatever.
Yeah.
Every African playing in NBA is not like Gee, help me. It's not like Gogi Jane. Gogi Jane
Yeah,
used to pay with his own money to come represent Senegal.
that's
True.
true.
Those
True.
He's
NBA
lost a country
insurance,
fan.
Those types of players don't exist anymore. They're not thinking about the
Yes,
country in that way.
Eddie Tavares
yes,
does. Eddie
Oh
Tavares
no,
put.
yeah,
he
Eddie
Yeah.
does.
puts his own
Yeah.
money in. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Of course, look at Creole now.
I know.
Mm.
I know.
Anyway, we gotta skip that. So next February, maybe it will be a 1-2 record or 2-1 record. If Nigeria decide to prepare well by this time as we speak, it, because you still have it's a break. You can just start to organize yourself and look at the players that can make that forward. You still have the opportunity to beat Uganda
Mhm.
and Libya,
Mm.
not Cape Verde.
Yeah, I don't think we'll beat
Not
Cape Verde.
not
No.
Cape Verde. So if on February they have a 2-1 record, it will be those things. But to be
I don't know if
realistic,
two
the
and
opinion,
1 will be enough though. I don't think 2 and 1 will be enough looking at the group because Cape Verde.
points. Yeah, but points matter. So if you finish
Okay, yeah,
third, that's good for you. That's
yeah,
what I
that's
can say. I'm
Can
just
I
waiting on July to film the women's lifting that fourth trophy in a row.
can I just say something? Is Kimezo Metu is hurt for Barcelona.
yeah.
Right?
Oh, I
Yeah.
forgot about it.
Yeah. The other kid, like Josh Okogie, he's in the
Okogie.
NBA.
Joshua
Yes.
Kogi.
Yeah, he's in
He's
the
in the
NBA.
NBA. The NBA. So forget about it. And then you
Oh,
have
we've
some
got
kids.
what about no, sorry, carry on. Ignore me.
Like what? You're gonna say Jaleel Okafor? Is he gonna play as
Yeah,
well?
yeah.
Yeah. And then there's another thing. You got some college kids. It's like March Madness. They're not gonna be let.
Yeah.
They're not gonna
So
let them out.
no.
Yeah.
So I mean, you're gonna play with local players,
Mm.
and then
You-
one or
you-
two guys that play like low level. Because listen, not every person is like Eddie Tavares. Eddie Tavares played in the EuroLeague on Thursday, flew to Angola, played on Friday.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
So not
yes,
everyone is
yes,
as
yes.
Yeah.
patriotic. 'Cause you're talking about a
Yeah.
huge man. Like he put his
Yeah.
health in jeopardy because he knew that, hey, listen,
Y-
in order for my team to qualify to the first ever World Cup, I need to be there.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
yeah, so I don't
For me,
think
it's not about basketball anymore. For me, talking about Tavares and Cabrera, it's not
No, he's
about
doing it for like pride. Not his pride, the pride of his
country.
country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
country.
And he's doing it to show his people that they are better than what people say they are. Do you know what I mean?
No.
It's to inspire the next generation. And he's done that because look at what Creole Star have done. Look at what his
I
team
know.
has done in the qualifiers without him.
Yep.
It's just it's the idea that like if somebody shows you the way, if you follow some of those steps, you can get to some of the way of where they are. You might not get the whole way there, but even if you get some of that way, you look behind you and you say, look how far I've come. And I think that's what
Yeah.
Tavares represents. It's look how far I've come, look how
True.
far we can go.
Yep.
And I think if we had more African
Agree.
players doing that, not just basketball, but the world of opportunity for Africans in general just opens up. Anyway.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely. He's
that's
an
true.
inspiration. Believe me, that kid
Yeah.
is.
Now I believe that Nigeria are gonna play with some River Hoopers players, I guess. Oh,
Oh, amazing Amaya.
Yes.
Amazing,
they're
Amayo.
ready.
Let's see.
Yes,
Make the
now.
call. Make the
Is he
call.
playing? Is he
Oh,
playing
Call him
still
up.
and Divine AK by any
Oh,
chance?
Divine as well, yeah. What about Precious Achua? He might
He's in
be.
the
I'm not
NBA.
quite sure.
Yeah.
they
Oh, and Gabe
play.
Vincent, NBA as
And
well.
with the
Then maybe it's in February, right? Maybe they
Yeah.
will be on All-Star break, but I don't think that they will
Yes.
let their
Yes,
job to play for
still,
Africa.
but still, I don't know if they are willing to pay that money. Looking at the federation as well,
True,
Yeah, the
true.
I'm not
Federation
quite
is not
sure.
going to pay it.
I mean, they are
I'm not
having
quite
playing
sure.
time in their clubs. So why they don't come and play represent the country? I mean, to make something big. They are
Hey,
getting playing time on the clubs. Like in
if it
NBA,
was,
maybe they are two-way contract
yeah,
on bets.
yeah.
Like,
No, but GD, the
I mean,
thing is like,
if he's in a country like Jonathan Kuminga is with Golden State Warriors,
Hmm.
maybe
mm,
the pressure of representing the country could have come from his teammates because he told during an interview that Draymond Green was the one who actually pushed him to represent Congo. So now
wow.
imagine they qualify
for sure.
Yeah.
because it's been
But
it's been it's
but
been the World Cup qualifiers in Tunisia in February 2022.
Yeah.
Yeah, he arrived 2 days
Yeah.
earlier, right? 2 days
Yeah.
played, whatever, then left. Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember
but
that.
the thing is with Kaminga,
Eventually,
he's in a guaranteed contract, man. He's in a guaranteed contract.
Yeah. So it's a
And
different. It
yeah,
all other
depends on the
players, it's
contract you've
different.
got.
It's different on the
Yeah,
It's a
contract.
no,
different
So
ball
the
game.
other players are in two
yeah.
days or 10 days,
yeah.
whatever, trying to make it
I'm
every
not
day.
talking.
I don't think.
I'm not talking about him specifically. I'm just taking him as an
Mm,
example for the others that can come and
yeah, that's
represent
true.
Nigeria.
So
Yeah.
See?
Mm. All right. That's
Fellas,
it
Let's
for hot
see.
topic.
speaking of Africa, let's go to the next topic, and then I'm gonna basically try to talk about a couple of players that are doing their thing in both the NBA, EuroLeague, college,
Mhm.
overall, high school.
Someone
So
don't join this again. Someone else.
no, let me just say,
You know
let's
what
start.
the NBA is
bro,
like.
y'all better
At-
get off Giannis Antetokounmpo.
no, no, no.
He's the NBA Cup MVP. Who are you
Yeah,
talking about? He's not
no.
MVP.
At the NBA
Hey,
level,
Oh
hey, come
yeah,
on, man.
yeah, yeah.
Come on, man.
at,
Put
You
some
at
respect
the
on his
you
name,
can
fam.
no. At the NBA level, I'm going to talk about Yves Missi from Cameroon.
Oh
Yeah,
yes. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
That kid
Let's
was
talk
a
about him.
20.
yeah.
He was a 21st pick of the 2024 NBA draft, and he's averaging close to a double double. You know, he's averaging like
Nice.
Mm.
9.9 points a game, 8.5 rebounds a game, and he started 20 out of 26 games for the New
Oh.
Orleans Pelicans. So that kid, he's surprising everybody. He's surprising everyone. He's got great athleticism, big body. So he's a force to be reckoned with for the future also. So big up for Cameroon. And then there's
Nice.
another one that might surprise at the Afro basket if they all come. Second of all,
Mm.
now I'm going to talk about college. I had
Mm.
to talk about an Angola. I had to put an Angola,
Obviously.
put an Angola in there. I'm going to talk about Celton Miguel, the
Hmm.
6'5" guard. He played 2 seasons at Kansas State, played 2 seasons at University of South Florida, and then he transferred last year, this summer actually, to the University of Maryland. And then he started every game so far. He's been at first he was trying to pick his spots, what to do, try to fit in, but now it's time to stand out. He's just he had 24 points yesterday. Like he's shooting 40% from three, so he's
Okay.
doing what he needs to do in order to play at the next level. Then
Can I ask? Wait. Can I ask a question?
yeah,
For
go ahead.
those who don't know where to watch college basketball, how can you get access to it?
That's another thing. I mean, it's crazy complicated. But there's a couple of YouTube channels that put the whole game. They
Or and
you
yeah.
can go. There's
yeah,
one
yeah,
called
yeah.
Draftmatic, draft like the NBA draft, Draftmatic altogether. And then
Mm.
the best. I mean, there's always there's full games. You can watch the full, but then not every game is like the North Carolinas, the Indianas, and the big name schools, the Dukes and whatever. And then you can also go on ESPN. That's another. You need to have. I have a
Mm.
subscription for ESPN Plus, but you need to have VPN. They need to pretend that you're in the States, and then
It's
you
a
can
lot.
watch. Yeah, it's a lot. You got to pay for that. So it's hard. It's hard because that's how they make money. You
Yeah, of course.
understand? Like
Yeah.
now the
Yeah.
NILs and stuff. So that's how these people make money because they're paying kids $1 million to stay in college. You know,
Yep.
so we can also put it like in the description, like where to what. There's
Yeah.
a couple of I'll put in the comments later, when
Yeah.
once we post, a couple of YouTube channels that they post, the whole game, full games.
Nice.
And then in EuroLeague, I have to talk about Eddie Tavares.
Obviously.
Yeah,
Yep.
Eddie
Yep.
Tavares. Eddie Tavares, fresh after
Yep.
signing a
Fam.
5-year contract
Contract.
extension.
Congrats.
Yeah, congrats. He's still leading the EuroLeague in rebounds and in blocks, and is
Damn.
one of the leaguers in PER. So this kid keeps doing it. Even at 32 years old, he stays in shape.
Yeah.
He's still he can play like till he's 45, hopefully.
That's
And
because
then
we Africans, we just does this. That's what I'm saying.
absolutely,
Think of
yeah.
how old was Stefan Konate when he retired?
Yeah, 40
something. And he was still
yeah.
dunking on people like he was 18
Alley
years
oops,
old.
alley oops. I know,
That's what I'm
I know.
saying. His needs,
I
he's
know,
got
I
better
know,
than Megan Thee
I
Stallion
know,
needs.
I know. He's like, and I'm telling you, yeah, black don't crack.
Facts.
And then in high school, we have to talk about this gentleman called AJ Dibunza. Hey, don't be like he's American. No,
Yeah.
he's one of us. Daddy's
Oh,
from
I don't know. I
Brazzaville.
don't tell me about him. I don't know.
AJ
Clarify.
Dibunza, daddy's from Brazzaville. Daddy's from
Where's that?
Brazzaville, Congo.
Oh,
The
my
mother
bad.
is from Jamaica, means that she's one of us a couple of
Anyway,
generations.
yeah, of
There
course.
you go. So, and then AJ stands for Anisette Junior. AJ. So,
Okay.
and then this
Mhm.
kid, he's breaking records. He's 17 years old. He's a millionaire, multimillionaire. He has a $4 million Nike contract. He has I think it's
Wow.
$2 million Red Bull contract. He signed with BYU, Brigham Young
Oh, nice.
University, and he's going to be coach. He's going to be coach like right now. Right now, he has Coach Kevin Young. He's going to coach him at BYU,
Oh, nice.
and he has Coach Will Voigt. He's the coach Shangola.
No way.
Yeah, he's the assistant coach for Brigham Young University.
That's
So,
amazing. He's got a
yeah,
good
so
team with him.
He's got a good team. Yeah, and he's got $7 million NIL deal. So
$7 million at 17 years old is crazy.
So this kid's gonna be one and done, and then
Which
he's probably,
Yes.
position do you play?
probably
Sorry,
gonna be
which,
the number one draft pick in
sorry,
2020.
Pedro. Which position does the kid play?
Listen, he plays everything. That's the thing. He
What
plays.
you mean?
He's supposed to be a small forward, but then I mean, I
Okay.
watched him play live. Right, he played against the Angolan team in the States, basically, and then he's like this. He's a forward. He's a small forward, but then he can play.
Okay.
He handles the ball like a guard.
Okay.
He's got to work on his shot. Yeah, but like
What,
he's
mid-range?
17 years old.
Mid-range
I mean,
or
mid-range he has it. Mid-range he has it. Long distance, 3-point shot.
Yeah, long
because
distance,
The
3-point
league,
shot, yeah.
the league is gravitating towards a 3-point
Yeah.
shot.
That's so
course.
true.
But
Three
then-
better than two, fam.
I know, but then what I realized is like he was having a bad game offensively, and he started
Okay.
passing the ball. He had 14 assists.
Oh, so he recognizes.
Yeah,
He recognizes. Yeah.
Listen, this kid's like he said, listen, everybody got to eat, So he's
Facts.
so unselfish, and he's
14
gonna get.
assists, that's wild for forward.
There you go. And he said, Junior,
14.
14 assists.
means he's also recognizing what's happening on court. His basketball acumen
Yeah.
is high because he's not
But
just
he's-
passing the ball willy-nilly. He's making the right
No.
pass at the right time, and they're getting buckets from it.
But
So he knows
this
what he's
has to
doing.
Getting the right phase.
No, don't forget Utah Prep. That's where he plays now. They have another top.
Okay.
I think it's top 50 point guard. The kid is like he's from Hawaii. His name is JJ Manisset. Yeah, he plays for the U.S. team, a point guard for the U.S. team. So he's
wow.
not playing. He's not passing to some scrubs. Believe me,
Ah,
he's not passing to some scrubs. So
yeah.
that's these are the Africans that are doing that thing. Like NBA, EuroLeague, NCAA, and college. So back to you, Kato. Like we're going to talk about what to expect from African basketball in 2025. The
Well,
floor is yours.
okay. As most of you know, we have 3 big competitions in Africa. Well, in national is 3 big competitions, and then we have our local competitions. So let's start with what we were discussing before, which is our Afro baskets. We have Afro basket women and Afro basket men. For those that don't know, Afro basket men happens every 4 years. Afro basket women is every 2 years. The reason we're very excited, and Nigerians should be very excited about the Afro basket women, is the Nigerians women's team are 3-time back-to-back champions. We are going for our 4th time. And
Mm.
I don't know if there's a team that can stop us. Realistically, when we're being honest about it, Senegal is our biggest op. We meet them in the finals and then we take
Yeah.
them down in the finals. So
No.
I'm excited for that matchup. But again, we've still got Rwanda who's coming up. Mozambique, fresh off of that win, I'm expecting big things from them too.
Mhm.
And
You
also,
got Mali too. Don't forget
Mali,
Mali.
Yeah.
Mali was going to be my
Mali's
next thing.
coming.
Mali has had one of the best youth programs over the last 5 years
True.
that we've
It's
seen in
true.
Africa. So we're really
Mhm.
excited to see what they do. On the men's side, I think it's a little bit more open than people think it is. We've talked about DR Congo. We know about South Sudan. Cote d'Ivoire came second last year. And I think, if we're honest, Cameroon and Senegal have a shot. So there's at least 6 teams that we should all be looking out
Aren't
for.
you forgetting?
Go on. Oh, Angola, sorry.
Angola.
I actually forgot. Angola, who have the
He
most
made it on purpose,
AfroBasket
though, Pedro.
championships.
That's
And
his
we're
They're
playing at
host-
home.
and they're
they're
playing
playing
at
home.
home. They also have a shot. And I should have said Cape Verde as well, because they came fourth
Yeah.
last year.
True.
They also
Yeah.
have a shot too. So I think the men's AfroBasket is going to be super exciting. On top of that, we've got the under 16s African Championships, or sorry, it's now called under 16s AfroBasket. So that's boys and girls, which will be happening too. We're going to see our future stars coming through. Can't wait to see what Mali does, because we know they dominate this competition. More recently, we've seen teams from Cameroon come through, Nigeria come through as well. They're
Guinea.
showing that they, Oh,
Yeah,
and
Guinea.
yes, and Guinea as well.
Guinea.
So
The
showing that,
defending champs.
showing that there's a
Yes.
lot more investment going in the youth game that we're
Mhm.
not seeing. And hopefully we can get more stories out there about what federations are doing at the youth level. On top of that, we've got another BAL to look forward to. The final is now being hosted in South Africa. It's moving away from Rwanda. So we're really excited to see who's going to win that championship. Obviously, Petro de Luanda will be defending their title. And
Yeah.
I heard that the Rivers Hoopers from Nigeria. Oh, go
I'm
on.
calling it, Jero. I'm calling
Oh,
it
You're calling it back to back. All right, we'll
You
see.
call it back
Rivers
to back?
Hoopers are coming. I'm just
Okay.
saying.
Now,
Amazing Amayo has
do you
planned.
remember last year when I said Petra's gonna win it?
You
And I
did
was
say that.
listen, I've been on a winning streak, right? I mentioned
Yeah, for sure.
Petro,
You've been like,
Yeah.
you've been like
I
2 or
mentioned
3.
Ferroviario, and I
Yes.
mentioned which school AJ DeBanza was gonna pick. And I picked
Yeah.
BYU. Everyone's like, oh, he's not going to this school. There you go. 3 for 3.
Yeah.
You know what?
There you
I'm
go.
gonna start from next year. Every time you say something, I'm gonna place a bet. And because I need to make money. And I'm tired of you just predicting stuff and I don't
Yeah,
get
no,
anything out of it.
Me neither. I'm so dumb. I
Yeah, I was
just
having
keep all that
the same
knowledge
idea,
here.
man.
Yeah. Like let's
I-
share the wealth a little bit. The other competitions to look out for is the Road to BAL, which we will have again, and the wonderful WBLA. So there's a lot
more
of African
controversy
basketball.
than ever.
There's
Nah,
a
I
lot
think it will be
of
just fine.
African basketball happening, and if you're not able to watch it on YouTube, obviously you need to get a courtside 1891 pass, and you can watch it there. And yeah, support your local team, support your national team, and keep riding for African basketball because we're coming in a big way. Back to you.
I have
One
a take.
thing,
I have a
one thing.
take.
Oh, go ahead.
I have a take. Who watched Nigeria against Mozambique? Quarterfinals, AfroBasket Women 2023.
2023.
Watch that game.
Yeah, I watched
Yeah, I
it.
watched it. I watched it.
I think I watched it. Yeah.
I watched it.
Carol, tell us the truth. You felt that pressure in the third quarter, right?
Yeah. Let's be honest about that Mozambique team.
Mm.
They came out of halftime with a vengeance. They decide it's the same way when Ferroviario was losing, was it to APR by 24 points or
Yes.
something crazy
Oh,
like that?
yeah.
25.
25. And then
Point.
they came out and just decided to play defense as if they were like, oh, we were just letting you run around before. Now we're going to show you actually how we're playing. And from nowhere, they went from a 25-point deficit to be leading at the end of the quarter. And you're looking at APR
and
and
win
they're
by
looking,
12, 11 or 12. Pedro.
they're looking at APR. APR is looking at themselves like, what just happened? Like, what? And I feel like that could have happened to Nigeria in that game because Mozambique just decided, nah, enough of this Nigerian nonsense. We're not doing this no more. Now we're going to play Mozambique basketball. And it just needed one thing to go the wrong way. And I think Mozambique could have done.
Yeah.
So that's
The
why I said they're a
experience
team
that
to, I said it,
yeah.
a team to look out for in the next AfroBasket. Don't sleep on Mozambique.
Yeah,
They're playing for a lot more than just the trophy out here.
Yep.
that is
Yep.
so true.
Mhm.
The experience that I had with Mozambique, I remember AfroBasket 2019 in Senegal. Everybody was like, "Watch that team, watch that team," because we wasn't at that time familiar with
Mm.
what they was able to do in semifinals. By halftime, they were leading by 17 points. Think about it. 17 points. People were just hanging around. What's going on right now? They'll be like, "Yeah, we're showing you right now what Mozambique basketball is for." So really a team to look for
Yeah.
in the
And
Those
then
AfroBasket.
girls,
and for those who enjoy basketball, I find them very enjoyable to watch because they play team
Def-
team,
basketball.
yeah.
And they play defense too.
Yes.
Nowadays in basketball, a lot of teams going like more they be playing on both sides of the court, and that is so cool to watch. It's very
Yeah.
entertaining in this era of basketball winning.
Yeah.
Like it's always 3 point or shoot arounds or something, but they're playing with heart and effort. And yeah, I really been enjoy watching them in
Till
this
this
WBLA.
day, I'm gonna say that my favorite play from the WBLA.
Oh,
I
for
can't remember
sure.
what quarter it was, but I can't remember who it was. Al Ali trying to pass the ball inside, and Inville just jumped higher than
Yes,
the
yes.
post player who is taller than her.
Mm,
Tapped the ball forward, stole it, starts dribbling. She looks up. I think Costa was running, passes it
yeah,
to Costa.
outlet pass.
Costa looks
Yeah.
up. Cavana's running, passes it. Cavana just
Mm.
nothing, and then they ran back on defense like they didn't do anything.
Anything.
If you see me on the camera, my hand is on my head like this, like, oh, what's
Nah,
going on
fam.
here?
No, for real. Now
Nah,
just think
it
about
was
it.
wild. It was just
they,
beautiful basketball.
they had the toughest road to winning the championship.
Agreed. Agreed.
But you know the fun fact, the funny thing about it,
Mm.
if we talk about the qualifiers, none of Zone 6 teams would have been in that competition. Ferroviario was like, we're gonna host the Zone 6 qualifiers. No one showed up. So they were qualified just like
Automatically.
this,
Yeah.
automatically. Look
Can
at
you
them now.
imagine?
Nah, it's hurt, fam. It's hurt, bro. Like when you're playing with hurt, nah.
But I got two little takes. The BL final is going to be in South Africa. I mean, I ain't going for obvious reasons. I ain't
You
going.
wish playing with Cape Tigers, right?
I
Don't
know, man, but I can't go. I'm sure they're gonna hold some grudges, man. I can't.
They're gonna revoke his visa
Nah,
straight up.
I know. I'm like, I watch it on
Oh, but
TV.
they won't be there as well. They won't be there.
Nah, man. Now, Pedro, hey, I
Cape Town
got
is
you. I
also,
got you.
but
I
you
got
can come.
and then there's also like the only way to stop Nigeria is if there's some government thing. There's no money to pay this and that, and they don't pay. That's the only way we can keep them from winning 4 straight. Because
Yeah.
I mean, they those ladies are special. Those ladies are special. They're like
Talented.
yeah. So like right now we were just saying all the other ones are playing catch up to them. We just gotta even. I mean, yeah, some games they have an off night shooting this and that.
Of course,
It can be close. That can be an upset. But
they're always
other than
making it
that,
up.
yeah, no. They're like, these girls are like, they're basketball IQ. And then what's the name of that girl?
They're
that
very
dunked?
well coached as well.
Also,
Very
yeah,
well
yeah,
coached.
yeah.
Shout
And
out,
I keep saying like Africa still doesn't understand that there's the potential of having great African coaches, and we haven't tapped into taking former players or taking kids who understand the game but maybe they can't play the game and teaching them how to be coaches, assistant coaches, statisticians, all of those. Because once we get that right, who's gonna stop us? Let's be real. Who's coming for us? When you're coached by Africans, you're playing with Africans, your fans are Africans, you're playing in your continent with your country behind you. Come on. You can't lose in that situation.
Yeah.
So I just think,
Senegal.
yeah, exactly.
Just ain't gonna job, respect. And then before they had like a
Boniface
and Dong, yeah, like respect.
Boniface Dong, yes.
Yeah, every time I see that, because unfortunately in my country, there's still this stigma that we can't be coached by one of us. We won't run fast enough. We won't jump out. Because I was like, why?
for sure,
listen, and then there's all this. I keep telling them, the Angolan coaches, they're content with being assistants. They're
Mm.
content to be assistants because listen, the top teams they don't have Angolan coaches. So if you're not a head coach in your team, you're gonna be a head coach in the national team.
Yeah, that's
That's
true.
another thing. If you're a
Exactly.
club,
Mm,
you're an assistant, and then you're
Uh,
content, you're good, and then you go, and then you just want away. I go, you get your per diem, you go, you
yeah,
chill, you go a little, a little. It's kind of like a trip, vacation, paid vacation,
yeah,
you know.
definitely.
Because even
So,
what happens is they get some other foreign assistant, so they're
mhm,
like they bumped, they instead of being number two, they're number three, and all they do is
Mm.
yeah,
like I don't know, stretch, help kids stretch. That's what they do.
Not
uh,
stretch.
I swear to God. I swear
warming
to
up.
God.
That is so true. Warming up. That is so
Yeah.
true.
Unfortunately, they're content with that. I get my little salary, I get my per diem. I'm cool. I'm good. But
mm.
anyways, let's talk about now. I mean, being a host is hard. I gotta cut all the fun talk, whatever. So I'm gonna listen. I was thinking about just one little thing.
Mm,
Congo climbed 5 spots in the latest FIBA ranking. Um,
Deserved.
how I mean, they are a force to be reckoned with in terms of our continent. And then
mm,
if Kuminga joins, it's going to be a problem. So what do you
Yep.
guys have to
yeah.
say? Jonathan's supposed to say that, but Jonathan is on island time, so volunteer to talk about it.
Chilling.
Mm,
For me, I think DR Congo is the team I'm most excited to see in the next window. I think they have all these elements that
mm,
that work really well together.
Yeah.
mm.
And again, we talked about Mozambique playing as a team. I think DR Congo's men's team play as a team. They
Yeah.
Except
all
when Kuminga's
know,
there. Kuminga's
yeah,
there is different.
yeah, it's different when Kaminga's there, but he's not there right now, and I don't think he's going to be there in the window. I personally don't think they need him in the window. I think they'll need him when we come to Afrobasket because everybody starts to bring their
Facts.
heavy hitters. But
Mm,
I think the team we're seeing now is full of energy. They're hungry,
yeah.
they're
Yeah.
excited, and they're skilled and talented, and they're very well coached. That coach
Yeah.
Mm,
knows how to talk to those players and how
Yeah.
to get them to do the right thing at the right time. So for me, I'm not worried. I definitely know I'm gonna see them in Afrobasket. I'm just excited to see what they do in the next window and if they go and beat South Sudan again. That's it.
yeah. For
And then once they
me,
make it,
yeah.
okay.
No, they will make it. They will make it for sure. I mean, what they've been showing in Dakar, they will definitely make it. But for me, what I was most excited with is the difference of generation that they have going together and working.
Yeah.
Like
That's good.
they have young dogs and OGs, and they be bouncing around with that. If you see what I mean, it's a perfect match between the two generations. We're not seeing
Mm.
conflict between the olders and the young guys. Sometimes they play with pace, like the game really fast paced, and sometimes they know how to really catalyze the kids and catalyze the young boys and getting the best out of them. I am really I am really excited to watch them again and excited to see them on AfroBasket for sure.
What do you guys want me to say? Swim! No, 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 no.
Apologies.
Like to be clear, just like I'm really proud of how Congo has been
Mm-hmm.
evolving the game since 2019.
Yeah.
In a span of 5 to 6 years,
Mm.
Congo has been grinding from the African
Yeah.
champs in 2019 to make
Mm-hmm.
it to the BAL in 2022. I
Mm.
still remember it's a Papukat with one of the former coach of Toronto Raptors and Golden State Warriors, Emmanuel Mavomo.
Mhm.
He actually
Mm-hmm.
came in the last game of Espoir Foucault and he gave that team their first victory ever, coming from a 30-point deficit to win by 1 or 2. I still remember that game. That coach is unbelievable. And then you have the Afro Basket. They couldn't have their proper expectation, but they kept a squad. 2022 and 2023, they shot Tunisia by beating them in Egypt to help Cape Verde go to the final, but still, um, 40th out of 16 to be the defending champs in the qualification game. For sure, if Tunisia actually did beat Congo. They could have gone to the World Cup, but
Mm.
Tunisia just raised the bar at a huge extent. You still have the new captain of Congo, which is Roli Fula, who is
Mhm.
actually the leader of that team. And uh, Deji was talking about how he implements that team chemistry, passing the
Mm.
torch to the young guns and play together as a team with the old and the new ones,
Yeah.
Mm.
finishing 3-0. If you look at the past 6 years, Congo has been good. Talking about basketball, Congo has been good. So I just hoping them the best. Hopefully in AfroBasket we're gonna see them and maybe they'll finish in the top eight, why not top five, and it's still possible. But
Mm.
there's a lot of room for improvement. I
Mm.
just hope the best for Congo. For me, they'll finish in the top eight. If they go to the quarterfinals next year, it will be a good one because
Okay.
you can't have a team that is bringing young guys,
Mm.
melting with the older ones, and still
Mm.
finish at the higher stakes. It's quite impossible. I mean, you have to put a lot of effort, a lot of work. You have those Congolese players playing in France that are still not released, but you
Mhm.
bet on the local ones and you finish the campaign 3-0. What else can you say?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yep.
True. 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 Um, I think I think this episode is coming to an end. Unfortunately, I wish
Oh,
we could be talking about basketball, African basketball, for like another two
You're
hours.
ending
But
the fun, fam. You're
I'm
not
not.
fun.
I'm not, man.
he's the
You're not
fun
fun,
police.
man.
I know. I'm hosting it
Uh,
today. Listen. Come on. Hey. Yeah. But listen. I wanna thank everybody for being. For listen. Switch Nomads. We started it. Episode number 5. And we not stopping here. We're gonna
Woo.
keep talking about basketball, keep talking about African players, African basketball,
mm.
highlighting our, the ones that they're out there doing, representing the continent. And today we had a chance to talk about the WBLA, the
Mm.
controversy about the MVP. Ingrid, that's yours. You're
Mm.
the real MVP. And then the players that
True.
nothing not is like this: best player on the best team. That's it. Enough
Yep.
said. And then we talked about what other African players are doing on a global level: NBA, EuroLeague, other NCAA in high school. And then now we just talked about, you know, Caro had a wonderful, breakdown of what's going to happen in 2025. So a lot of basketball to be watched. And then, yeah, we just talked about the DRC. There's like they climbed 5 spots, in the latest ranking. And I don't think they want to stop at that. They want to keep climbing. So, and then
Mm.
this is the final episode of 2024. We started as 2024 is going to be marked as the year that Swish Nomad started. So I want to wish everybody a wonderful, wonderful 2025, a Merry Christmas, and then don't forget,
Mm.
you have to go and like, subscribe, and comment because that's important for the algorithm for us to grow. And then I will give it to my man D's for the final thoughts.
Final thoughts, guys. Listen up. So we'll be talking about this for years. So my final thoughts will be who do you guys think will win AfroBasket? Pedro, we already know your answer. Big thank you. All
Thanks
right,
so
that's
much,
a wrap.
guys.
Thank you so much, guys.
Bye.
No, if you can see, I don't know. I'm not saying anything. I'm letting. I'm letting. I'm not saying anything. So listen, please. We can follow us on all socials. We got what, Twitter. We got X. Sorry. So
Yeah.
X, Instagram, Facebook. Check our YouTube channel. We still gonna, for amazing content, and then keep supporting African basketball because we got game too.
Jeez.
Yeah.